I tried to be a nice guy. I really did. But this Louisville-Notre Dame game pushed me beyond the breaking point. I was guilty of a crime last week, and you may think, Josh, you walked the straight and narrow, right? Aside from hopping the occasional freight train, what crime could you have committed? Well, friends, I was guilty of telling you all on this show exactly what was going to happen in this game. Bottom line is, this is college football. Those are still 20-year-olds. And Notre Dame, you face Ohio State and have that game come down to the wire. Then you face Duke on the road and have it come down to the wire. Then you go on the road again. So back-to-back road stretches in general are tough in college football. But when you've totally expended yourself 2 weeks in a row and you go play another team's Super Bowl, and it's Louisville, and they're on extended rest. They played Friday last week, so they got long rest, and you've been burning the candle at both ends. I think that matters. Notre Dame's favored by 6.5. We think the wrong team's favored. We think Louisville -1 is the number the model spit out. I'm going to go with it. I think Louisville's going to win the game outright. Anyone see this game last night? Anyone see Louisville win this game outright? Anyone see Louisville own it? Paper pop. Got a padlock stat before I throw about 14 bodies under the bus. Notre Dame -4 in turnovers. That's it. That's all. Oh, it also helps that Louisville outrushed them 185-44. You show me a game Notre Dame can't top 50 yards on the ground in, I'm showing you a game Notre Dame's losing probably 10 times out of 10, especially when they are -4 in turnovers. You want to know why they were -4 in turnovers? Because that's what trying to get college kids up for a third consecutive week in a row in someone else's Super Bowl environment looks like. You suck. It looks like two of the wheels fall off as you hit the gas, and you're like, well, this thing normally goes much faster than this. I know. This is why playing on the road's really hard. It's why being Notre Dame is really hard, because everyone's ready to play you, and you're not necessarily ready to play everyone. So anyway, there's this disease in college football where when someone makes a prediction that you disagree with, your default is you're going to be right. They must be searching for clickbait. They must be trolling. Clown emojis are thrown out. People call you all sorts of names, and it happened to me last week. Our folks who run the 24/7 Sports social media accounts, they did what they should do. They did their jobs. They clipped that segment, and they clipped parts of it, and they put it out there for the world to see. And Colin, before you show anything, I want to remind you, I talked about this Thursday. I started going through some of this Thursday. There were folks who, in typical fashion, the haters normally are the last ones to actually listen to what you say. They started accusing us of saying things we didn't say. They accused us of saying Notre Dame knows nothing about Jack Plummer, quarterback for Louisville, even though they had played him twice. Well, I never said anything like that. You heard what you wanted to hear in lieu of what I actually said. But that was tame in comparison to what I ended up dealing with. So I go through all the trouble, and I do this for all of us. I go through all the trouble of going to Dallas, Texas yesterday, accumulating this massive sunburn on my forehead, and then I hop a plane, I come home, order some food last night, good to go, settle in to watch Arizona push USC to the very brink of survival, and I pick up the eye, Josh, and I say, wait a second, didn't some folks have some less than nice replies to that video that 24/7 Sports posted on social? Oh, yes, they did, friends. Yes, they did. And I am normally not one to keep receipts, but Deion Sanders has got me singing a little bit different tune as of late. I enjoy keeping receipts now. Colin, let's take a look at what I had to deal with last night. We have Notre Dame Adam here, for example. He said, and this is multiple days before the game happens, he said 24/7 has just gone the way of having analysts say weird things to get interactions and attention on social media. It's sad what has happened to what used to be a really great recruiting source. Mind you, what ended up happening in the video he's criticizing is pretty much prophecy. I pretty much spoiler alerted the game for you. Adam said, no, it's just attention on social media. Twitter clicks, that's all we're searching for. Adam, clown. Next. These folks were smart. Everybody who talks trash like this pregame and ghosts you postgame is a beta of the umpteenth degree. But if you're going to be a beta, just go full beta. delete your original tweet. As you can see, I came in last night and I replied to some of these folks and they thought better of it. They didn't want to do what I have to do, for example. If I'm wrong, I got to show up Sunday night regardless. These folks just tucked tail and ran away. I don't even remember who it was. So you are a loser. Both of you are losers. But at least you were soft enough to be smart enough to delete the trash that you talked where you can't be called out publicly. Not everyone was that smart. Colin, what else do we have in the grab bag there? Oh, we have this. Quote, "Tell me you don't do your research without telling me you don't do your research. This is not even a new bit. Poke a massive fan base for views and engagement. Do better." 33-20 was the final score. How much better could I do than telling you, as a touchdown favorite, the wrong team is favored in the game, and then being right about it? And not only were we right about it, humbly, again, always humbly on the show, not only were we right, dude, you were having to score garbage time touchdowns to even pull to within 2 scores. So how much better could we do, Jesse? How much better could we do, Colin? By the way, I don't even think we're done. Do we have another one? One dude kept it short and sweet. He just called me a dumbass. Earmuffs, kids. And you know how satisfying it is to have one grown man call you a name on the internet, knowing full well he'll never see you in person, and then to come in multiple days later when the very thing he made fun of you about goes against him and just say, hey, you know how satisfying that is? It's extremely satisfying. It's like having a sneeze stuck for about 45 seconds and you're looking at the lights to try and get it out, and then all of a sudden, achoo. That's what it's like. That times 100, that's what it's like. Tyler came in as I bravely put my name on the line and said the wrong team's favored here. Louisville's going to win this game outright. Tyler comes in and says, the model is broken, Josh. And he proceeded to use the most overplayed word in 2023 and beyond. He said, yikes. That model went 9-0 yesterday, Tyler. How'd you do? That was a poverty tweet. I don't know what condition you live in, but you follow that model, you could better yourself. So I wasn't mad. I just waited. As Meemaw used to always teach me, losers talk during the week. Winners talk on Saturday. We did our talking on Saturday and obviously a little bit on Sunday. So I had another kid that came at me today in my DMs. And he dropped some F-bombs on me, and he called me some names, and I did what any mature adult would do. I screenshot it, or screenshot, which is the past tense of screenshot. I screenshot it, and I posted it publicly for the world to see. Now, to his credit, he came immediately back, and he apologized, and I gave him the triple handshake emoji and said all is well, and called off the dogs. I just think some of these folks have to be called out. The internet has created a culture where you just get to say whatever you want to. And I like to use this platform for good 99% of the time. But it was time. It was time to body some of you tonight. And let this be a lesson to the rest of you. I never care if you want to disagree with me. I welcome it. It's fun. It's just college football. But try and have some logic behind what you say. Have some substance. Don't just listen to someone say something you disagree with and say, that's a clown take. No, they may be right. What if, in the process of calling someone a clown, you had the face paint on yourself the whole time? Yes, it happened yesterday. Also, producer Jesse walks in today, and apparently there is a growing potential conundrum in the ACC that's been made pretty apparent after Louisville won this game, and it is that Louisville's undefeated, still. North Carolina's undefeated, still. Florida State's undefeated, still. They don't play each other. So cue the Jeopardy music in the background. What happens, albeit on the small but possible chance, that all three of them finish undefeated? Whomst amongst us has an answer for who should go to the ACC championship game? Well, I do. As the rest of you have been scrambling to try and figure this out, just go by the JP poll. I do. So right now, it would be Florida State versus North Carolina, and we would apologize to Louisville, and we would send them a chalice of supremacy. But right now, it would be North Carolina, Florida State. In reality, I have no earthly idea what the tiebreaker is. I don't care. It probably will not come into play. But just know That's on our radar. We've thought about it. And as the future commissioner of this great sport, that's how I would solve it. You can tell me how you think you should solve it. I think I went soft in the paint tonight. Next time this happens, and it will probably happen pretty soon, I think I'll up the demonstrative level a little bit.